Welcome to the Multipeak Marketing Podcast. Brace yourself, because we're bringing you top-level value, revealing powerful insights, and speaking to top individuals in the orthodontic industry. Let's start elevating your marketing knowledge with your host, Tyler Terrell.
Welcome, everyone, to the Multipeak Marketing Podcast. Today's guest is the owner of Embrace Family Orthodontics, located in Hawthorne, New Jersey. Please welcome Dr. Zach Berman.
All right.
All right.
Awesome.
So tell us a
Thank you
little
for
bit
having
about yourself, Zach, how long you've been practicing, and kind of like what made you, come to Hawthorne.
Awesome. Great question. So just a little bit about myself. So I'm 34. I live in Berman, New Jersey, which is like northern New Jersey suburb. And I started my practice now 3 years ago from scratch, and it's growing. I picked Hawthorne because my grandmother, may she rest in peace, who I looked up to very much, she always said I should open my practice, or I should work near where I live. So I said, you know what, I said like a little radius to be like 10 minutes. I want to be close to my house. So I did a little demographic research, like kind of guerrilla style, and I found this location and settled on it. So that's kind of how I got to Hawthorne, and it's been an adventure. I didn't know anything about the town before, so it's been good to me. But it's, any startup has its challenges. So we'll talk about that stuff soon. But that's kind of how I got there and how I got into ortho. I went to Columbia for dental. I graduated in 15. A lot of people in Columbia specialize, and I knew I wanted to specialize. I originally thought maybe surgery. I had a kid, my daughter who's now 10, and I just loved spending time with my family. And I just felt like the surgery route was well, it's a good life. Long run, I wanted to see her grow up, and I didn't want to be on call and in the hospital. And then I fell in love with like the macro aspect of ortho, like just seeing the aesthetic picture. And then I really like what I do now. But at the time, in dental school, didn't know much about ortho at all. So that's kind of how it happened.
That's
Right.
cool. So how does your family think about you being an orthodontist?
My kids are getting to an age now, so I'm still on my associate job here. My kids are getting to an age now that like some of their friends are being treated. I have my daughter phase 1 treatment, so they like it, and I think it's sometimes hard for everyone to like really appreciate what an orthodontist does. They just embrace it, but overall, they like it. I like it. It's good. It's good.
Yeah, that's cool.
Can't complain with that one.
Well, that's awesome. So out of the 3 years, you said you started from scratch and everything. How has that journey been so far? Like, starting small and then growing into a team. Like, how's that kind of panned out so far for you?
So my office is really small, and I started off with a single team member and myself, doing associate jobs, which I'm still at one of them, and I'm here now. It's turned into it's been a challenge, I would say. We had COVID in between. Being a small fish, it kind of helped during COVID. I didn't have many staff members to worry about laying off and putting them on whatever people did. So I got lucky in that end. But each day has its challenges, but it's fun to see it grow, to be part of something from the ground up. And it goes in waves. We have our busy times and our slower times, and it's been fun to be able to make something from nothing, essentially.
Yeah, it's really gratifying. Like, I know kind of like whenever I started my marketing company and everything, like going from like nothing to something, and just kind of like watching that progress is like really, really satisfying and everything. So how has marketing played in all of this? Because I know there's been COVID and hard times like that, but like, has marketing like helped a lot within your practice? Like, what kind of stuff have you used for marketing?
So I think that for me, Google has been like my number one go-to. For sure, it's important in Google. I do Google ads. I work really hard on getting reviews. And we ask like everyone to leave us a review. We have certain goals to reach when it comes to getting Google reviews. Operating at a place of like 10 Google reviews versus like 200 Google reviews, like you're just walking in with different confidence level.
Right.
And that's been, I'd say, number one. And we try to make them authentic and try to respond to them. So that's huge. I say Google's my number one. Meeting dentists as a startup is very important. While I don't like doing it, like it's hard for me. It's a little out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
It's important to do that, like boots on the ground type of marketing. I've dabbled in Facebook ads. I have my own Instagram. My staff pushes me to do TikTok. But I'd say the big two have been Google ads or Google. It's hard to tell if it's organic Google or Google ads, but Google and like that, just meeting dentists. Like those are probably like the I guess like the easiest, best ROI.
Yeah.
Well, not easiest, but best ROI that you can ask for as a startup.
Right. Oh, perfect. So what are you kind of expecting this summer? Like, do you have any ideas this summer for some marketing? Like kind of how are you going to go about that? Because I know like it's going to get really busy. So like what's your process behind, trying to fill as many spots as you can this summer?
So I just started, I don't know, I think you saw
Yeah.
on one of the recent posts. So I just started with a new like a digital marketing Facebook advertising company. And if you, I can't really attest to their success yet because it just started yesterday, called Ortho Patients. I think it's run by a guy named Keaton Walker. He's been marketing to me for a long time, and I don't think I was ready. I'm excited. The workflow seems like very intuitive and very responsive. I think that if you mention my name, I get some sort of kickback. But like, I honestly, I'm just saying this is something exciting that we're just starting. It's mainly Facebook, Instagram ads. So I'm looking to fill up my summer that way. And I'm excited. It just started yesterday, so
Yeah. That's awesome.
that's number one. And then we're going out doing the traditional things as well, do what worked, visiting the dentist, meeting new people, and obviously, treating your existing patients well. And I heard Dr. Sachs on your interview talking about like treating people well. And obviously that is the biggest referral source in the end of the day.
Mhm.
But as a startup, you don't have that many people to treat well. So, my existing patients, giving them the best treatment and experience possible, hopefully will now start to pay off dividends as I start finishing up cases, things like that.
Exactly. Yeah, you mentioned the video you were working on. I thought it was kind of cool. You're a gold provider now. That's really huge. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, the Invisalign Gold provider was a new thing, and we did that video. That was like a TikTok that we did, and my staff pressured me to do that. But it's that type of, when it comes to marketing, I have a lot to say on the matter. I don't really think personally that like me doing my own Instagram or doing my own TikToks are really driving in patients. I think the TikToks honestly just give like the staff like
Yeah.
stuff to look forward to and enjoy. So like really changing the mindset from like, oh, this is going to bring me patients to like, this is just going to make my staff happy. They like it, and that's what matters. That's really the most important thing, that you have a good staff and that's happy. What's going to have your ROI is like those two things I mentioned before. Everything else is like the 10% like bonus stuff, going out doing fairs, and I went to a high school, I spoke there. Like, I don't really expect that to bring in anything, but it keeps it fun, keeps it light, and mixes up, ortho can sometimes get a little routine, and maybe a little, I don't want to say boring at times, but like you can get stuck in the routine. So like thinking outside the box, but like sponsoring teams and visiting schools, and I'm not expecting that to bring in too many patients. It's more about like the getting Google reviews and visiting dentists. That's going to bring you the patients.
Exactly. And like I know like with the TikToks and like the organic posts and everything, those are really good, especially like bringing out the culture, like what the practice is going to look like. So like when millennial moms come and visit your Facebook page because they're absolute animals and looking up reviews and everything. So like when they see like your culture, they're like, whoa, like they're really cool. Like I want to bring in my kiddo here. So like I just think that's like a really big part. Like, even though like you're not gonna see like results or anything, people can see what it's gonna be like. And so
Yeah, absolutely.
that can help push them too.
Absolutely. I think sometimes people say, like, for me, I'm a little bit more introverted, especially on the initial contact. Like, I don't know, it's hard for me for like to get my personality out there. Like when you meet someone just for 10 minutes, like I think that over time my personality comes out, just the way I am. So I think that's kind of happening now. Like I'm very camera shy. Like I don't really like to be on TikToks or like recording myself, but like then people can see like maybe more of who I am
Yeah.
truly, like more fun and as opposed to like serious, because sometimes I come across like serious.
Yeah. But it's one of those things like you got to get comfortable with the
Exactly.
uncomfortable. Like for
Absolutely.
me, like, I don't really like to be on camera either, but I know that it's good and there's going to be someone out there that can get some value from something like this. But,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah.
so what would you say like your biggest marketing headache is? Is it like just you not really wanting to do the marketing and someone who can do the marketing for you?
I think you know, I'm not very active on TikTok just because, like I said, I don't feel comfortable in front of the camera. So that I would say I really need, I tell my staff, I'm like, if you want to do one, just tell me to do it, I'll do it. But
Yeah.
like me, like coming up with the content and thinking it through, I don't really have time to do it. Also, I think one of the reasons I hired this ortho patients company to run the Facebook marketing, I don't, I know there's so much depth to to Facebook and Google Ads marketing. Like I think I heard Dr. Yara say like just boost the post. Like for me, like I know that just boosting a post is not really what I want out of my marketing dollars. Like I need someone that really knows what they're doing. So like ortho patients, well, like if I were to sit down for hours and hours, I think I could figure some of this stuff out, but I don't really want to sit down for hours and hours. So, ortho patients has like a whole robo chat, where they like offers like a pricing calculator. Like, yeah, I could maybe sit down and do it if I like dedicated a month, but like I don't have a month. And so I said, I'm going to really outsource this to the pros. Because I think at the beginning as a startup, um, I was very price conscious. I was like doing my own Facebook ads and doing everything on my own, like all DIY, and like really kind of pinching pennies, because that's kind of just my personality. But now, like as I'm getting more mature, I'm like, you know what? I should probably hire the pros to do this, and they'll probably do a better
Yeah.
job and save me a little bit of time, or a lot of time. So really, kind of the headaches, to answer your question, like it was like trying to set up Facebook ads in an efficient way, but like now I'm like, no, I'm done with that. I'm gonna move on. So yeah.
Awesome. So like to kind of wrap things up a little bit to kind of make this podcast a little short and sweet, like what's a little bit of advice where there'd be like a doctor in your position, 3 years from scratch, like, and the position you're in now, like what is some value, or maybe if it's even like a doctor that's just, they just open up their practice, what is like a couple nuggets or a nugget that could, you could maybe provide to them, that can,
Yeah.
help them out.
I think that I mean, I already said it once, and it's as simple as get your Google reviews. You're nothing until you have at least, I want to say, 100 reviews, because that's the modern day yellow pages, but also that social affirmation that other people trust you is so big. I would say that each Google review, I'm going to say this live, and I only usually tell people like not to repeat this when I say this number, but I say I would value each Google review at about $1,000. So if someone walks in for a retainer and you can provide it for them for no charge, and ask for a review, well, that may be like not so legal. I got to be careful what I say. Or maybe a discounted charge, and then like ask them, how was your experience? Would you mind leaving us a review? That's way more valuable than charging $250 for an Essex, because they lost theirs. That there are other orthodontists who retired long ago. Many of them. So Google reviews are huge, and that's my number one nugget. I mean, I could talk for hours on marketing, but if you want to wrap it up, I'm cool with that. But get your Google reviews.
Yeah,
that's my nugget for you, doctor, that's just starting.
And I think there's a statistic too that says, I think like 90% of people nowadays trust Google reviews just as much as like a referral from a friend. Because like if you're able to see a ton of those Google reviews constantly saying how amazing the service was and the treatment was, of course someone's going to trust that. Especially like, I know like on Facebook too, like you could even see like they've checked in or whatever. So like you can see like the legit thing. But yeah, I 100% agree with you. Like those Google reviews are huge, especially because I know I work with a lady by the name of Tracy Martin. I think I explained to you a little bit before this, but she has an entire not series, but like an entire like module dedicated on just like the millennial moms and the reviews and everything. And it's kind of eye-opening because when you're able to see the perspective of like how, especially like the millennial moms, how they think and they act, I mean, they'll go everywhere and scour everything. Google reviews, their website, their social media platforms, like everything. But like the Google reviews is a huge thing to look at.
Yeah, and it's a way to, not compete, but like there are orthodontic offices that have been around for 30 plus years in my area. Why would anyone come to me as a new doctor? I always ask myself, would I come to me, with my kid, hypothetically, a new doctor, relatively fresh out of school, and I've only been out for 3 years, as opposed to, established practice, what I call a dinosaur practice, that had been around, that have a dad and a daughter, and partnering together, that have been around forever, that treated, your parents. And why would they come to me? So they wouldn't. I probably wouldn't either. So how am I going to get in now? Because I gotta keep a business afloat, and I got kids to feed and things like that, and mortgage, and like, how am I going to get in there and show people that I'm legit? And Google reviews are like a shortcut in a way to get you there. Well, I don't, I'm not saying I don't want any like this. I tell people that I ask, I'm like, don't say anything dishonest. Don't say, something that's not true. Say, oh, he's a nice doctor, something like that. And that's all I need. Because that's the truth. Hopefully I'm nice. I try to be nice.
Big
so it's
things
important
too are like video reviews, like video testimonials too. Like even if one of your staff like has their camera right there, and they're just explaining like, hey, how do you what do you think about orthodontic treatment? They can be like, oh my goodness, I love it. Or especially like the smile reveals too, like those are huge. And you just get to see that priceless reaction, and they get to rave about how amazing the service was. Like, and you throw that up on social media or on your website, and people are gonna sink their teeth into that.
yeah, absolutely. It's gotta go. I know I gotta get on the camera more, the videos, more. That's just it's on the to-do list.
Well, awesome. Where can everyone find you at? Is there like your website or a social media?
I mean, I think if you want to contact me directly, it's probably best to go through just like Instagram, honestly. I think our handle is like at Embrace Family Ortho, with like underscores between Embrace Family and Ortho. That's probably the best way if you want to touch base. And then you can see my website and things like that linked off of there. I'm happy to talk about all this stuff. It's my life, essentially. Like it's like all I do and think about. So like, I'm glad to, or I'm happy to, provide help to anyone that is interested, as much as I can help. I'm still trying to figure it out myself. I'm a new doc, so you had an all-star lineup so far, and I'm very humbled to follow great doctors like Dr. Sachs and Dr. Yaros, who are like well known and in the field. I'm like a little fish just trying to figure it out, and hopefully I can provide some practical stuff for you guys. Yeah.
Absolutely. I know there was a lot of value provided, and we're really grateful to have you on the podcast too. But yeah, thank you for letting us have you on the podcast. Guys, make sure to go and follow him, message him if you're you're looking to get a little bit of value. Maybe you're a startup. But yeah, we really appreciate you, Dr. Zach, coming on, and we appreciate every single one of you that are tuning in as well. So with that being said, we're going to wrap it up here, and have a great day, everyone.